Once, there was a wise sage known for his extraordinary ability to solve difficult problems. People from far and wide came to seek his guidance. One day, two polite young men arrived at his home, each hoping to receive the sage's advice. However, both insisted that the other should go first. After a brief discussion, they discovered that their questions were quite similar, so they agreed to speak with the sage together. One of the young men stepped forward and said, "Master, both of us are facing the same problem. We work in low-level jobs where we are treated poorly. Our employers show us no respect and constantly push us around. We've come to ask, should we quit our jobs?" The sage closed his eyes and entered deep meditation. The two young men waited quietly, their hearts filled with anticipation. After what seemed like a long time, the sage opened his eyes and gave them a simple answer: only a bowl of rice. The young men thanked the sage and left, puzzled but curious. As they walked back to the city, they pondered the meaning of his words. After some time, one of them broke the silence. "What do you think the sage meant by only a bowl of rice?" he asked. The other young man thought carefully before replying. "I believe he was saying that our jobs are just a way to earn our daily meals." The first young man nodded. "Yes, I think he meant that too. Our jobs are merely a means to survive." With that realization, the two young men parted ways, each with a different plan. One of them decided to stay at his job. He returned with a new attitude, seeing his work as simply a way to earn his living. He stopped taking the mistreatment personally and tackled his tasks with determination. Over time, his hard work and perseverance paid off. He climbed the ranks and was eventually promoted to a managerial position. The other young man chose a different path. He submitted his resignation immediately after returning and left the city for the countryside, where he took up farming. Using the knowledge he had gained in the city, he imported high-quality seeds and grew some of the best fruits and vegetables in the region. His farm flourished, and he became known as an expert in agriculture. Not only did he achieve great financial success, but he also gained a reputation for excellence. Years later, the two men met again by chance. They were both successful and happy, but they couldn't help but reflect on the sage's advice. The manager said, "Isn't it strange? The sage gave us the same answer, yet we chose completely different paths. Why did you quit?" The farmer replied, "For me, the meaning was clear. The job was nothing more than a way to earn my daily meals. Why should I endure misery just for a bowl of rice?" Quitting felt right. The manager laughed, and for me, it was just as clear. The job was only a bowl of rice, so why should I let the mistreatment bother me? Once I understood that, staying became easy. They both fell silent, puzzled. Finally, one of them suggested, "Let's visit the sage again and find out the true meaning of his words." They returned to the sage and explained their confusion. "Master, we followed your advice years ago and took very different paths. Yet both of us found success and happiness. Which path was the correct one?" Once again, the sage closed his eyes and meditated. The two men waited patiently, just as they had done years before. When the sage finally opened his eyes, he gave them another 5-word answer: only a difference of thought. In life, Each of us has our own unique path to happiness. Just as a stream flows downhill, every person finds their way, regardless of the direction they choose. The sage's advice taught them that happiness is not tied to a specific path, but to how we perceive and approach life's challenges. It is, after all, only a bowl of rice.